Katherine Kelly Lang reveals her favorite, bold and beautiful, guest star. For more than 38 years, Katherine Kelly Lang has starred as Brooke Logan on CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful, one of daytime television's longest-running dramas. The soap has filmed more than 9,000 episodes and has featured numerous high-profile guest stars during its run, from Dallas icons Patrick Duffy and Linda Gray to Mario Lopez and Usher. But according to Lang, one guest star made a particularly lasting impression. In a recent interview with TV Circle's Andrea Della Rocca, Lang reflected on her decades on the series, discussing Brooke's evolution from high school student to CEO, as well as her own growth over nearly 40 years on the show. When asked which guest star had been her favorite, Lang didn't hesitate. "I think Betty White was who I was most enthralled with," she said in the interview. Los Angeles, October 27. Betty White guest stars in The Bold and the Beautiful on CBS. Photo by Cliff Lipson/CBS via Getty Images. White appeared on The Bold and the Beautiful from 2006 to 2009 as Ann Douglas, the estranged sister of Stephanie Forrester, Susan Flannery. Lang described White as a hoot, recalling, "First of all, she was like 90 years old when she was on our show, but she'd come in full of life, getting hair and makeup, sitting with all of us, acting like she's one of us, and not keeping herself separated or anything." She also emphasized White's professionalism on set, adding, "She knew her lines so well, and she was so gung-ho for anything." Lang continued, "I loved her spirit. I think I relate to that because that's how I want to be. At that age I want to continue to work. I want to continue to be valid and just continue to have that desire and that passion and that energy when I'm getting close to 100. So, I have plans for my future. But I really respected her because she was living the life that I hoped to live at that age." Clapperboard sign up for Parade's daily newsletter to get the latest pop culture news and celebrity interviews delivered right to your inbox. Clapperboard. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on CBS and streams weeknights on Paramount+. Viewers can catch classic episodes including guest appearances by Betty White on The Bold and the Beautiful's official YouTube channel. This story was originally published by Parade on December 11, 2025, where it first appeared in the TV section. Add Parade as a preferred source by clicking here. For nearly 4 decades, Katherine Kelly Lang has been the steady, golden-haired heartbeat of The Bold and the Beautiful. As Brooke Logan, she has loved, lost, schemed, forgiven, and walked down more aisles than the average bridal magazine model. Fans know her as the queen of reinvention, a woman who can turn from heartbreak to high fashion in a single scene, all while anchoring one of daytime television's most enduring families. But beneath the lights of the Forrester Creations runway and the soaring orchestral theme of the CBS soap lies something perhaps even more fascinating: Lang's genuine affection for the many actors who've stepped onto the show for brief, glittering guest appearances. Models, musicians, movie stars, athletes, B&B has seen them all. And among them, Lang reveals, one stands out. Not because of their fame, not because of their looks, but because of a moment, unexpected, unrehearsed, and unforgettable. This is the story of that moment, and the guest star who became a cherished memory. The question that sparked a story. It happened during a late afternoon interview in Studio 31, where the hum of set construction created a steady soundscape behind the conversation. Lang had wrapped her scenes hours ago but stayed behind for a relaxed, sofa-style chat with the show's social media team. The crew expected light-hearted anecdotes, maybe a humorous wardrobe malfunction tale or two. Then someone asked, "Katherine, you've worked with more guest stars than anyone else on the show. Do you have a favorite?" The room quieted. Even the zipper of a makeup artist's bag seemed to pause. Lang leaned back, her expression softening in a way that signaled the descent into memory. Not a rehearsed publicity memory, an honest one. "You know," she began, touching the edge of a cushion as she gathered her thoughts. "There was one guest star who left a very unexpected impression." Cameras turned on. Heads tilted forward. This wasn't the answer anyone expected. Flashback to a different era. The year was fictionalized here for storytelling, but think of one of those classic Bold and Beautiful periods. Shoulder pads, deep V-neck gowns, and the kind of dramatic lighting that made every tear sparkle like a Swarovski crystal. The guest star? A musician named Elias Marlowe, a rising acoustic soul singer with a smoky voice and a shy smile. For clarity, Elias Marlowe is a fictional character created for this creative story. He'd been brought in for a brief arc involving a charity concert hosted by Forrester Creations. Nothing complicated. He'd sing a song, share a scene or two, charm the audience, and leave. Lang wasn't expecting anything special. After all, she'd worked with Grammy winners, supermodels, and even the occasional sports legend gamely attempting dialogue between touchdowns. But Marlowe was different. He was nervous, Lang recalled. From the moment I met him, he was trembling, Lang said with a warm laugh during the interview. Not in a diva way. In a sweet way. His hands were literally shaking when he introduced himself. The singer had confessed that he'd never acted before, not even in a high school play. The idea of delivering lines opposite a soap icon was, in his words, like going on stage with Shakespeare whispering in your ear. Lang, ever the calm center of the storm, put him at ease. She showed him where to stand so he wouldn't wander out of frame. She reminded him to breathe. She even offered him a mint before the cameras rolled. For nerves, not for breath, she joked. What she didn't expect was what happened next. The scene that changed everything. It was a simple setup, Brooke inviting Marlowe's character to perform at the event and offering a heartfelt pep talk. The lines were straightforward. But fiction has a funny way of transforming ordinary moments into something electric. When the director called action, Marlowe looked into Lang's eyes and forgot every syllable of his script. Silence. The kind no actor wants. The kind that swallows confidence whole. But before panic could build, Lang improvised. She stepped toward him, placed a hand on his shoulder, and said, completely off script, "It's all right. Just talk to me." Something shifted. The cameras kept rolling. The crew held their breath. And Marlowe began speaking. Not in lines. Not in rehearsed beats. But in a simple, genuine voice. "I'm just afraid I'll mess everything up." Lang, still improvising, softened into Brooke's signature blend of fierce compassion and quiet strength. You can't mess up something that comes from the heart. People don't care about perfect. They care about honesty. The director didn't cut. He didn't need to.